Okay, this is how I am identifying these doors. If I can show you the sticker, hold this thing halfway straight. This is a single unit. It's a 2.668, which means 2 feet 6 inches by 6 feet 8 inches. So we call this a 2.668 door. If you look here, it says left hand. So this is our inventory list of all the doors in the house and the location that they go in the house. If we just breeze through this right quick and look at my little chicken scratch here, starting at the top, that's a 2.6 door, left hand bedroom 1, a 1.6 door, right hand linen closet, another 2.6 right hand bedroom 2. If we drop to the bottom, the very bottom, you'll see the cut list. So we've got a 1x6 what the dimensions indicated at 1. We have a 2.6 with the indications of the measurements at 4. So we have a total of 8 doors that we have to install, not including 2 pocket doors, which will be in another video, and also 2 sliding entry doors. All right, let's discuss how we got the measurements for the 1x4 trim that we're going to install on these doors. Essentially, if we take the 1.6 door, the 1 foot 6 inch door, the smallest door of the group, you measure from the opening of the jamb, so not the door, but the opening of the jamb, and it measured 18 by 81 and 3/16. So to get the top trim, which is that very top header piece, you would take 18 plus 3/8, which is your 3/16 inch reveal, times 2, give you 3/8, plus 7, which is the 1x4, which actually measures 3/4 by 3.5. So we take the 3.5 and multiply it by 2. So it's 18 plus the 3/8, double reveal, plus the double 1x4 is 7. And that gives us a cut of 25 and 3/8. This next measurement, the 81 and 3/16, is the height of the jamb. And it's measured from the bottom of the jamb to the very jamb opening at the top. So then you just take the standard traditional reveal of 3/16 and add that to it. And that comes up to 81 and 3/8. So here's our cut lumber for all the doors that you saw in the drawing. And following that cut list, we went ahead and if we start looking at these cut lumber pieces, you can start on the left. That is the 3.0 doors. And then the next one is the 2.8. And the more common of the house is the 2.6. And then on the far right, you see all of the legs. We call them legs to the vertical jamb trim. And so those are all consistent. I did go through and measure all of those to make sure they were. And now we're ready to install. We're going to be installing these with pocket hole screws and using a Craig jig to do that. It's actually, in production trim carpentry, it's actually very quick to drill 24 legs and then start assembling. Here's a pro tip. If you can, even if you're a homeowner, you want to buy split jamb doors. They're super easy to hang and install. And I'll show you that in just a minute. But what a split jamb is this is the jamb part right here. This is the door jamb. In a split jamb, the door is split so that half the jamb installs first and half the jamb installs second. So again, it's hinge side down. The removable split jamb is up. We're going to install here, pull the jamb out, set it down, flip the door over, install the trim on the other side, and then install the door. Before we install the trim, I just wanted to point out, if you look right here where my thumb is, there's a line that goes all the way up. And that's a pro tip as well. This line is the reveal. Normally when I'm doing windows, which you'll see in a later video, I will mark this reveal. The door manufacturer actually produces a reveal. It's a little wider than 3/16. It's like an 1/8. The reason for that is the hinge. You want your trim to be away from the hinge. if the trim touches the hinge, and I'll show you that in a minute, it will actually cause a squeak. Take that one piece we did earlier, push it onto the door. We're at the top of the door, and I wanted to show you that reveal. So if I lift this up a little bit, you can see that line under there that we were looking at earlier. And then if you put it down, we're not too far from being on that reveal. So I'm just going to line it up, get it on the reveal, make sure I've got equal over here, and just a little bit there and there. And then I'm just going to work my way around the door all the way to the bottom, and that'll be it. And we'll be ready to remove this this removable jamb part and set it aside. And I'm going to pick this up, carry it down the hallway, and we'll be back in a minute. Here's another one of those pro tips. We touched on it earlier about using the reveal that the door manufacturer provides. So I adjusted my measurements to do that. Normally it's a 3/16. This is about an 1/8, so a 1/16 inch bigger on both sides. But the thing that's important is notice that when we follow that reveal, you have a little gap between the hinges here. And if you install it to the exact width or the exact 3/16 that normally is traditionally done, then this piece of trim here will then contact this hinge. And when the door opens and closes, it will definitely make a noise, awful squeaky noise. All right, the first thing we want to do before installing the door is making sure this opening is free of any nails, any debris that might keep us from putting it in plumb. One thing I've noticed is this drywall is proud of this jamb opening, so I'll cut that away. I'm checking for floor level. It's pretty good. It's not perfect. Slabs, concrete floors are traditionally not very level. That looks okay. It's suitable, passable. And then I want to take this is a 6-foot level, and just roughly check this opening. Perfect. No, that's a good 1/8 or a little over. Check this side, because you want to know what you're dealing with before you start installing. Because you can, if it's not off too bad, you can get it plumb by moving it inside the jamb. It looks pretty good. And so that'll get us what we need to do. I'm going to cut this off and not bore you with that. And then we'll come back and start installing the door. All right, we're ready to install. One quick reminder, just have everything that you're going to need for the installation. I've got my 15 gauge finish nailer on my back. I've got my level ready, and I've got the door in position. So what I do is I stick the door in position. I look in there to see where I'm off. And then I start working it to the rough opening, checking to make sure this trim's going to fit and all that kind of stuff. And then I tilt it back and I kind of look at what I have to play with. You can also feel it with your fingers in here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and scoot the bottom back in position. And see where I'm at on that. So I want to see how much, if any, I have to manipulate this door. So I'm taking the 6-foot level. The key is have a level long enough to touch all 3 hinges. So I'm touching all 3 hinges and I'm looking at it, and that is a pretty level. I'm going to need to go a little bit that way, and I can feel I'm up against this jamb over here. And then I'm going to see if I can Move this over just a hair, which I did. And then we got a little bit of play in there. So it should allow me to get a level, which looks like it's gonna work pretty good. So let's see how far over I can go. Maybe just a little bit back this way. Yep, it's the sweet spot right there. And if I tilt it just a hair, we can get this door perfectly plumb. And make sure we're up against, flush against there, trim against the wall. Grab our 6-foot level. We'll shoot one up here. Awful loud. And that'll hold it long enough for me to just double check everything. Check that. Okay, that's looking really good. I'm gonna shoot that. I'm shooting it on the hinge side. And that helped our reveal over here. And that's looking really good. And then I'm gonna move over to this side of the door. Check the reveal. I'm checking actually this part, and this part. So the reveal in this case is the spacing between the door, the top of the jamb, the door, the side of the jamb, the door, side of the jamb. And we'll work this lower part in just a minute. Checking that I'm flush. The wall's a little wonky. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna press it down and just shoot one right here. You notice this bottom is still loose, and that's so that we can shut the door and work our way down on the reveal. So here, I'm just gonna eyeball it and get a consistent reveal there. Shoot one here. All right, we're halfway done with the door. We've got it installed. Looks great. The reveals are great. So the last step is to take this jamb over here and slip it into this groove, push it back, nail it off, and we're done with this door. So you just carefully take it, feed the split part into the jamb. Give it a nice little easy tap. Check. Make sure it's flush. I'm going to take and just nail this trim off to the stud behind it. And this guy's done.